Hello everyone, I am back and I am back to make a mini album. Now I've made this video 3 times and each time it's failed to load, so unfortunately I'm kind of like trying to recreate a page that I've already done. So I've already done my base pages on to my hinges, and the hinges are, I start off with a quarter, other than my wings at the side, I start off with 1/4 of an inch gusset, and then for each of my hinges I have 1/4 of an inch space and then 1/2 an inch that goes up into the page, and I have 8 pages here, and each page is made up of 2 pieces of cardstock put together. This is quite a lightweight cardstock, and each piece is 8 3/4 inches by 8 3/4 inches. 8 3/4 inches by 8 1/4 inches, and on the 8 3/4 inch side I put a 1/2 inch score line and fold that, and then I put the pages together. They've been attached to the hinge on one side, but I haven't closed these yet, so my pockets are still open. I hope that's kind of understandable, but there are plenty of instructions on how to do hinges very similar to this. This is I've been doing this hinge system for years, and it was an adaptation of Kathy Orter's original hidden hinge system. So that's my hinge system. So the base pages are 8 1/4 inches square. So what did I do with my first page? There's my first page. This is my first page. I'm using a mixture of My Mind's Eye Lost and Found Halloween collection, which I've had so many years, and it's about time I used it up. I have I think I have 8 sheets plus one sort of like cut apart ephemera sheet, which I've already cut apart. Yeah, so the accessory sheet, I had one of those, 8 large 12 by 12 sheets, and I have a small 6 by 6 pack also. And because there's not going to be enough to make this 8-page album, which is obviously 16 sides, I'm also using this Theresa Collins pad. I have a few of these, and the reason I'm using them is because the colours, which is this here, here and here, blend in extremely well with this My Mind's Eye Halloween collection, Lost and Found Halloween collection. So there we go. If I put my glasses on, I can tell you the item number is CRE8X8. So CRE 8 by 8. And this is a 2013 Theresa Collins pack. And so I have a few of those. And this doesn't have an, oh, here we go. Item number LFH111. And this accessory paper and accessories kit is LFH116. So that's basically what I'm using. This is a not very good quality cardstock, but it's all I have. And I wasn't going to use black, but then again I wasn't going to do a Halloween album. This is the only Halloween papers I have. Everything else I have is nearly all Christmas papers. So let's get on to making the first page. Now what I tend to do, if you've never watched any of my videos before, they're not exactly tutorials. This is what I'm making up as I go along, and I may or may not get things right. So I start off with, get it again, I start off with these pages, but I don't work directly onto these pages. I make the pages separately and then attach them to this after this has gone into the covers. So when this is made into an album, made into a book, I will then attach the finished pages to it. So let's start with page 1. You will need, now this is a UK size A4, which is roughly 8 1/4. They do vary. Because they vary, I tend to put these into my cutter, into my paper cutter, and cut them down to 8 1/4 inches. The reason why I do this is because, like I said, they do vary, and if you need to do that and cut them down to 8 1/4, I advise you to use the same paper trimmer throughout your whole project, because a couple of millimeters out, you know, 1/16 of an inch out, and it'll go a little bit wobbly. So this is 8 1/4 by just over 11 1/2. It's about 11 3/16. No, 11/16. Get it right. So this is, there we go. So I put it on and scored it at 8 1/4 inches. Okay, so that's the first piece. Second piece of A4, I put in and scored it at, let's get it the right way round, 7/8 of an inch, 1 inch, and 9 1/4 inches. And once again, they're all 8 1/4 inches. And for the next bit, you'll need 3 sheets of this, and this is 9 inches by 7 inches, and you score this at, on the 9-inch side, score it at 4 1/4 and 8 1/2. Turn it round and score it at 6 1/4 and then 6 3/8, and you'll need 3 of those. Now, if you want to add another pocket, as I have done, so this bit is extra, I've added a small pocket here, which is extra, the magnets, of course, and this pocket here. Now this pocket, if you add it, is 4 inches by 9 1/4 inches. But when you score it, make sure that you take 1/16 to 1/8 of an inch off. So this isn't 8 1/4, it's just under 8 1/4, because if it reaches each side of the score lines and touches, it won't close properly. So this is what we're making, and I will do this as well as I can, bearing in mind that I made this up as I went along, so now I've got to try and remember what I did. So let's get rid of the scoreboard for a moment. So the first thing you're going to do is take your one piece with the one fold, with the one score line, fold it and burnish it. And this bit here is this cover bit here, so it's just this. Okay, so for the next bit, take the other full A4 sheet and fold the large piece in this side, and then you have that 1/8. Oh, what you also want to do is mark this up from the bottom. When this is folded in, on the smaller score line side, mark this up 4¼ inches. Okay, so you now have 2 score lines. So you want to fold it so that you have 8¼ inches. Burnish that. Fold it again on the 1/8 score line, and that gives you that tiny 1/8 of an inch gusset. Okay, and you don't want to cut into that gusset. That gusset, you want it to stay completely flat at the end. So what I'm going to do now is cut down to the score line, right, and I've cut down to the first score line here so that my second score line is still there. So, okay, well, okay, I know I'm going to cut down, let me get this, I'm going to cut down both score lines, but I'm only going to mitre it in to that first score line. Okay, and from the furthest away score line on this side, also mitre that in. This bit down to the second score line, so from the first score line out to 8¼ inches, you can cut that bit completely off because we won't be needing it. Now you don't have to do it this way. I just use this way because I think it's less bulk on the finished product. There we go, that bit lifts off. So you're left now with this little tab which has a tiny 1/8 of an inch straight line and then mitred in the rest of the way. For my next trick, okay, next you need the 3 pieces that are the same. And so the one that's marked at 6¼ and then 6 3/8, you want to fold both of those. I'm very, very out of practice to do these, so hopefully I won't make too much of a mistake. Okay, so now you've got that tiny 1/8 of an inch gusset there. Okay, so you've got a tiny 1/8 of an inch gusset here. Okay, then you want to, right, so I've got my gussets folded under on this bit and I've just pulled it out a bit. So I'm going to fold this one over there and then fold this one up. Okay, so I've got these 2 score lines. What I want to do is cut down to the 6¼ inch score line and mitre it off, and then mitre this bit off to the 6 3/8. So you're left with that little lip there. Okay, Same on this one, you mitre it from the 6 3/8 score line there. No, you don't. Okay, you cut down to the 6 1/4 score line in the middle, but then mitre it only down to the 6 3/8 score line. So once again, you're left with that lip. Now the bit that's left over, you want to fold that in on the 6 1/4 inch score line and mitre it in. And you do that to all 3 pieces. So they're all exactly the same. Okay, right, now back to this piece where you've cut this. Right, on one of these, after telling you to do all 3 exactly the same, I know, I'm very annoying. I'm going to fold it and cut it exactly the same. Except so the bottom one I go down to here, on this one, this flap which you have the gusset left on, I'm going to cut off completely because I don't need it. Oh good lord, I hope I'm doing this okay. Okay, so you'll have 2 like this with that extra tiny little gusset bit here, and 1 which has none of the gusset bit. You just need this bit here. I mean, I said to mark all 3 the same because it's easier to say, or you know, cut out 3 the same. Okay, so now the one with no extra flap, the one you cut the flap off of, you take this piece, and the one with no flap, what you want to do is make this into a pocket, seal it down, and then the choice is yours. You can either glue it on this side or you can glue it on this side. It makes no difference. It's not really going to show either way. I think I prefer to glue it on this side. Okay, so let's give this glue a quick shake. Actually, I use tape quickly because this will be quicker. Okay, so you want to tape this bit, tape this bit, like I say, use tape and glue because it makes it stronger. I'm only using this to show you what I've already done, so glasses on. So tape backing off, make your pocket, and then tape on this one, but don't put tape on the gusset. So fold the gusset back, see there's a little gap there. Tape on, tape backing off, so it's hard working in here at the moment. We had a storm yesterday and my house is under construction whilst I'm living in it. So we had a bit of an indoor flood and everything's got damp, the air is damp. So, and then all you want to do is to place this on, making sure the open end is away. There we go. Okay, for the next one, now if I remember rightly, if you measure 1 7/8 up from the bottom and 1 7/8 down from the top, you will get a gap that is 4 1/4 inches that this will fit in exactly. So what you do is, once again, tape and glue, or just glue if you prefer, on the sides. Close this up to make your pocket. So normally I would use glue and it would be a lot neater. Then, okay, make sure you have your gusset and put glue, tape, etc. on the flap. Line this up to the middle, and remembering that you have to have your gusset there. Attach it. And the third one, which I haven't actually cut yet, you would put on, oh dear, that was terrible, wasn't it? Exactly the same way as you did this second one. So you'd cut it up ready, line it up against the top, fold it over, and then you have your 3 pockets. So what you will have then is 1, 2, 3. Okay, now these have got magnets in the top and the bottom pockets. Don't put them on just yet, just get them ready as if you want to have magnets. So well, imagine then that this is all through there. If you want your pocket in here, now is the time to do it. So if you want your pocket in here, and if you have a straight to page pocket, so if you don't have flaps and you stick it straight to your page, please remember to match the back of this first. If you're having a pocket with flaps, so you get a full width pocket, don't forget to seal in the bottom, and then you don't have to mat it first, you can mat it second. Okay, so we'll have this bit here. Let's move it along. This is going to be a tuck spot, so you want to put tape here, here and here. But before you stick this down, you have to mat this piece here. Okay, so it's this piece here. You want to mat this first before you stick this down. Okay, so this is this bit here. So before you stick this down, you need to mat this. So mat this first, then stick it down. Okay, all the other matting you can do later. Put your magnets here and here. Close this all up to exactly how it's supposed to be. Line up your magnets and pop them in. And the reason I've done it top and bottom is so that anything I put in here, because this is a tuck spot and I can't use the edges, anything I put in here is not going to go right up to the edges, so there's going to be no cards interfering with the magnets on that side. Okay, so now we're left with just the front bit. So open it up. Now if you want a pocket, put a pocket on. If it's a straight to page pocket, do the backing first. If not, just measure it across, add an extra inch, half inch flap each side, pop your pocket on. Magnet, magnet, over it goes. Okay, so that's that. Everything else is, what I also did is I added this little banner piece here, and the magnet that holds this down, I then put an extra magnet inside here, so that holds on with the magnet. And I do believe I got these magnets from a place called Guy's Magnets. I think you can search for him on eBay. Not the cheapest, but certainly, from my experience, the best quality for the price. So I'm really sorry this is a bit of a hash job. Like I said, I'd already done the page and it just refused to load, so I've had to do it all again. This is my mind's eye, as is this bit. No, this bit isn't my mind's eye. This bit here is Theresa Collins. This and this is from one page of my mind's eye. Theresa Collins, Theresa Collins, Theresa Collins, Theresa Collins, Theresa Collins. My mind's eye 6x6 pages. And on this side, this is the My Mind's Eye, and this is Theresa Collins paper. So because I have 24 sheets of the 6x6, I have 8 of these. I'm kind of limiting myself to how much I can use on each page. But hopefully making a nice enough job of it. So there we go, page 1. Like I said, the magnets are excellent. There's a little pocket here, nice little space here. Tag. I'm not doing the tags. I'll do the tags when I finish to see what paper I've got left over. So tuck spot here, 3 pockets here, and if you want optional, an extra pocket down here as well. Page 1 finished, and I have page 2 already prepped, funnily enough, but that's the only page I have done because I've been trying to upload this. So I will be back for page 2 and also give you the sizes. That reminds me, before I do go, okay, so the spine on here, if you take the 1/4 inch gusset you have each side plus the 1/2 inch gusset in between, it adds up to 4 inches. This is 4 1/4 inches, and the reason you have that extra bulk is if you add up 16, because this is double, this is 8 bits of cardboard folded in half, it's this thick. which is 1/4 of an inch. So if you add 1/4 of an inch, you should get exactly the right measurement, and it will be 4 1/4 inches for your spine. And my covers are, might as well do it now. Okay, so here's my spine. It's 4 1/4 by 9 1/4, and my covers are 9 1/4 by 9. So those are the covers, but I won't be doing those just yet. I'm really sorry I didn't get to show you the building of the hinge, but computer problems. So there we go, page 1 all done, and I'll be back for page 2. Thank you for watching. Be back soon.